What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Dwayne, owner of Dab Media, and you're tuned into another episode of Developing Apex Brands. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Developing Apex Brands, here with your boy, Dwayne, owner of Dab Media, LLC. And we're gonna do something a little bit different this week. I'm not gonna really be doing any tutorials, but really I'm just gonna do a recap of my trip to NYC. About 30 days ago, I did fly up to New York for a weekend to go hang out with my boy Kenny. Shout out to Clues on Instagram. That's gonna be at KLEWS. Shout out to my boy Kenny Lewis, man. One of the best videographer, photographer guys out of the state of New York, on the East Coast in the United States, in the world, man. Put that on everything, man. Shout out to him. Amazing videographer, amazing photographer, amazing storyteller, man. So go check him out on Instagram. But yeah, I really went up there to go visit him and his team. I know they do a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna call them a culture promotion company. They do nightlife, videography, photography, marketing, music, you name it, they do it, man. So shout out to Clues, shout out to the company, but really just went up to New York and Jersey City, see the city, feel the nightlife, and to just do a little bit of networking and to expand my reach in the creative industry. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this video. I'm gonna give you guys some commentary, give you a little bit of insight and information into, you know, why I did what I did and where we were. And hopefully you enjoy watching this as much as I did experiencing it. So come on, let me show you how it went. All right, NYC trip 2020. I'm hyped, man. So I was there from August 21st until August 23rd. Kind of slacked off, didn't really do as much filming as I needed to do because I'm one of those guys that get lost in the moment and forget to film. But I did get a little something, man, so we're gonna, check it out. So I flew in on American Airlines. American always does a brother good. Shout out to him. A lot of people complain, but it's a flight, man. If you get me to point A to point B, I'm cool, man. Shameless plug, shout out to American. So I flew into LaGuardia, typical American airport. Yeah, man, had a good flight though, man. Hey, man, this Uber driver was a little bit of a dickhead. I don't know whether it was because he couldn't speak English or, he's just having a bad day. But yeah, he could have been a little bit nicer, man. But I still tipped you though, bruh, because I understand the struggle because I used to do Postmates. So yeah, man, work on your attitude, man, because people pay attention to that and they will not tip you.
Everybody, this is Dwayne, shooting my vlog here in New York. Spent some time with my boy Kenny, day one. Just got to my hotel, the Moxie, over here in East Village. Seems like we're about to have a good time. Peace.
The Moxie, that place was dope, man. You see the inside of that elevator? They had like a little emojis that were like impressioned inside the glass, so they had like a bit of a holographic fade effect, which was pretty dope.
So boom, made it. The mask is coming off.
So what I'm about to do is, I'm about to break down, put together my game plan, grab me something to eat, and then I'm going to figure out what he's doing for the rest of the day, and then, come together, probably head across the bridge over to New Jersey City, break some bread with them, meet some of his guys, and just have a good time, man. This is the part of networking that, people don't tell you about. Sometimes you're gonna have to get up, go out of your comfort zone, go to different cities, meet new people. If you continue to do the things that you've always done, you'll continue to keep getting the same results that you've always gotten. So you gotta change your scenery, change your mindset so that you can elevate and change your circumstance. So just wanted to take you guys on this journey. So stick with me, man. This is day one in New York. So I'll check back on you guys soon. Thank you. I think that's very important. One thing you got to remember, man, people is what make the world go round. Before anything comes into fruition, it becomes a thought, right? and people create thoughts. So everything that is around you is a byproduct of another individual or your own personal thoughts. So you have to really, 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 really try your hardest to connect with other people. Because I mean, I know, we are, gods in our own individual right, and we can create and we can manifest things, but other people also have those same capabilities. And when you're able to, reach out to other people and fold them into what you're doing, and then you can bring, your God-given abilities and talents together to create something larger than yourself, then that's how you become successful, So no man is an island. So really, try your best to network and to become friendly with people, learn how to have conversation. If you're not a very sociable person, maybe try reading a book, on how to network or how to break the ice or how to hold conversation. There's always ways to improve. There's always ways to get better. And, even me personally, if I'm afraid of something, a lot of times I'll try to throw myself into the middle of that so that I become comfortable with that fear. And then I can really gauge whether that fear is a byproduct of actual danger or if it's just a byproduct of my own mental insecurities or things that, I'm just personally afraid of. So go out there and make some friends, man. You never know who's on the other side of a hello, man, for real. So that takes me into the next portion of the video, man. I actually met Kenny at the Rockefeller Center in central Manhattan, not too far from Times Square. Is really actually, when you go to the top of it, it's in between the Empire State Building and Central Park. I was able to actually see the Empire State Building and Central Park on opposite sides of the building. So that was a wonderful experience. And yeah, I'm just gonna take you guys through the rest of the progression of this video. Come on. So yeah, as you can see, man, that's Kenny right there holding the camera. These two dudes are pretty cool, man. They were actually clients of Kenny's, man. One is named Fresco Trey, and his manager, his name is Caleb. Cool dude, man. I actually thought he was an artist at first because he dressed like he's a rapper. Got a lot of swag too. But he ended up being a manager, man. So, but cool dude, man. Shout out to both of them cats, man. Checking back in, we are at the Rockefeller Center. I'm up here with my boy Kenny. He has two of his clients here, one from Memphis, one from Dallas, shooting a music video on top of the Rockefeller Center. So as you can see, behind me, we got Central Park, a couple tall buildings. On the other side, we have the Empire State Building. Just doing some routine shooting, getting some B-roll. Everything's going great, man. We'll be checking back in soon. Peace. So to give you some context too, Kenny was shooting some B-roll footage for Fresco for a music video. They're helping him do some artist development. So, we just rode around the city. And shout out to my little cousin Jazz, man. You know what I'm saying? So after I left the photo shoot with them and, getting some B-roll, they had to go back to where they were going in Jersey City. New York is a fairly maneuverable city. So I figured, I'd probably, take one of them little city bikes or catch an Uber back to the crib. But I wanted to get something to eat. And, as I walked away, my little cousin called me, man. Jazz. I love you, Jazz. I really do. But she pulled up on your boy after I ate some food. Her and her boyfriend, Caleb, took me around the city, showed me some love, and dropped me back off at the crib before I woke up and started day 2 in the city with the boys, man. So shout out to you, little cuz. I love you, and I appreciate you. You didn't have to come show me love, but you did, and I'm grateful for it, for real. So let's get to it, man. So day 2, NYC trip, man. So funny story, man. So I was supposed to meet Kenny early that morning, right? I had every intention of meeting him early. But just by the nature of who I am, I'm a night owl. So I stayed up late and didn't really get enough sleep to where I could wake up at a reasonable hour that I told him I was gonna wake up at, and he's part of the creative community, so he understands, he does the same shit. But what I wanted to do was actually walk over there because I'm doing, or ride a bike over there because I'm doing 75 hard challenge. And basically what 75 hard is every single day for 75 days, you have to do 2 45-minute workouts You have to drink a gallon of water. You have to read 10 pages of a book. You can't have any alcohol, and you have to maintain some sort of a semblance of a diet. Now, whether that diet is going to be for you to gain weight or whether it's optimized for you to lose weight, you do have to create some sort of regimen that you can stick and stand by for those 75 days. So while I was in New York, I figured I would be able to get my 45 workouts done by riding bikes, right? Hop on a city bike. They're plentiful around the city. You probably walk less than 2-3 blocks in any direction and you can find a charging station where you can go pay, hop on a bike. So what I wanted to do was ride from East Village to Jersey City. And I don't know if you're from New York. If you're not from New York, maybe, this isn't as funny as it is to somebody who is from New York. But I'm not from New York, so I didn't know, right? But I tried to ride my bike from East Village to Jersey City, and come to find out, the only way to get there within a reasonable time is to take a ferry. So I hopped on this city bike. I rode like 3.5 miles to get to a pier to find out that the boat was closed, right? But luckily, there was a subway station that was literally like a half a mile away. So I parked the bike, hopped on the subway, rode over to Jersey City, and then I met up with Kenny's people at their house, man. So shout out to all those guys, man. They're all cool as hell. I had an amazing time, and I appreciate the hospitality y'all showed, man. Shout out to Dylan and the rest of those guys, man. So I do appreciate you. So after all of that commotion for the day, man, I actually finally got to Jersey City. We probably kicked it, probably about a half hour, 45 minutes. Just acquainting ourselves, and then we hopped in the car and we headed back into Manhattan so we could shoot and finish the rest of the B-roll footage for Fresco Trey's music video. So this is us in the tunnel, in the car, on our way back to Manhattan. Check. So that's Dylan. Cool dude, man. Yeah, real cool dude, man. He had a lot of swag too, bro. He actually had some game too, man. Shout out to him. He was balling out there, man. So yeah, this is Kenny, man. This was actually down at the 9/11 monument. We had a good time down there. That was a very surreal place to be at as well too, man. 9/11 monument. Never had been to Ground Zero. And it's crazy because when you're down there, it just looks like any other place, man, So that's one thing I can say is that the city of New York has, come back to a semblance of normal. And if you didn't know the history of the United States and you were to walk in that area, you wouldn't even know that it was there, man. But a very surreal place to be, very ominous almost to think, wow, like at one point all of this was in shambles and crumbles and rubble. And a lot of lives were lost in that process, man. So shout out to anybody out there, who lost a loved one on 9/11, man. My condolences to you. And I hope that you're able to find peace and some sort of closure with all of that. But yeah, man, we were down here and it was an amazing experience. So yeah, man, Kenny was killing it, man. He was getting some B-roll. And this day alone, man, is what made me buy my new camera, man. He made me a Sony guy. From that day, I went out and got an A7R3 with a G lens. And we went to a battery park and, chilled out there for a little minute. We were gonna catch a ferry, but we just decided against it. I was able to get a pretty decent shot here. And yeah, that was an amazing time, man. Shout out to him. So yeah, man, that was my video, man. I really appreciate you guys tuning in with me and giving me a look. I know it kind of stopped abruptly. Again, I kind of just fell off the bandwagon when I was getting my footage, man, because I started actually living the experience more than in trying to capture it. But I had an amazing time, and I would definitely go back very, very, very soon. So if I were to rate this video on a scale from 0 to 5, pretty good content, pretty good cuts, no real storyline. So, we could deduct a point there. And, also didn't really, close the gap on the actual story. So we really had, no semblance of anything. So it kind of left a little bit of a cliffhanger, but good shots, good footage. pretty decent narration, and you know, it leaves it open for me to go back and improve upon what I've done. So I'm gonna give this three dabs out of 5. So yeah, I give it 3 out of 5, man. All right, so there you have it, man. That is my recap of my trip to New York City. I do appreciate you guys tuning in with me. And eventually, when I do some more traveling and some more vacation, I'll continue to start doing more recap videos like this so you guys can live the experience with me going forward. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, comment on this video, and also turn on the bell for notifications. My name is Dwayne, and thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Developing Apex Brands.